the CME Group in beautiful Chicago, Illinois, the world's most ridiculously awesome city. I am Sebastian, Chief Operating Officer of OptionPit.com, author of the Option Traders Hedge Fund, now available on Amazon.com, with your Mr. Top Step morning update. Well, it looked like we were going to have a monumental up day last night when news of the $125 billion Spanish bailout came out. Now, what has happened since? Well, reality set in. Ireland wants a better deal. It looks like the Greeks are going to be electing the socialists in, and things are going to look pretty bad. While this is a necessary evil, it also makes Europe a lot more complicated than people realize. So now, how are the markets reacting? Well, on the open, we saw S&Ps up, bonds down. That has flip-flopped. The bonds are now up on the day. The SPX is essentially flat. VIX is higher, not lower. And so we're seeing resumption of fear. All right. So how are you going to play this? Well, we've got the Greek elections on Sunday. Those are going to be pretty important. I think a smart play is going to be long premium into that election and maybe sell out on Friday. I think we're going to see the peak in volatility potentially on Friday afternoon. We may have had a real opportunity to buy a dip here. So things that you can do. Well, one, straddles would be a straight play. I think that's a little dangerous. Back spreads might make some sense. I also think you could potentially play VIX futures. Looking at the S&P futures, I think we're looking for a whippy week where we might end up unchanged. It's one of those crazy things where we could potentially have huge up and down days and be nowhere at week's end. But we'll see a lot of increase in implied volatility, even if realized volatility doesn't increase. Other interesting tidbits. We've got the developer conference for Apple. Who cares about Apple? NDX trader. Remember, Apple is about 18% of the NDX. So any major up movement in NDX or in Apple could cause the NDX to completely perform differently than the rest of the major market indexes. Something I think could happen. An interesting trade would be long NDX, short SPX, as I think NDX will outperform this week as it has very little bank exposure and lots of tech exposure. And tech, now that Facebook has stopped plummeting, seems to be kind of the strength in the economy, if you will. Other plays that can make some sense. I don't like Iron Condor play anymore. I think we're going to see rising vol. If you're looking to sell volatility, I would wait till Friday afternoon. Selling some wide out volatility into Greek risk could be a winning play, especially if the status quo holds. All right. So with that, the net play that I'd be looking, make sure not to be short that July time premium and maybe look at that August-September time premium. There are all sorts of ways to build that S&P 500 futures options combination. So, from the floor of the CME Group in the world's most important trading city, Chicago, Illinois, I am Sebastian of OptionPit.com, author of the Option Traders Hedge Fund. This is your Mr. Top Step morning update.